Hi, my name is Josef Doboš. I'm the founder and CEO of 3D Repo. With 3D Repo, we've been fairly regular at Web3D conferences over the past few years. Unfortunately, I'm unable to join you this year because of ongoing projects and I'm actually getting married. So we thought we'll do instead is we have this pre-recorded video in 360, so you actually get the opportunity to see our office and what we do. And we'll show you a couple of projects. I'm going to try to keep it fairly forward-facing so that you don't have to rotate the camera too much, but you can use your mobile phone to look around, and Sebastian will be there to give you any guidance should you need it. So at 3D Repo, we do building information modeling using Web3D technology. In the construction industry, it's a fairly complex way of managing all the projects, and you have a lot of stakeholders and different parties involved. Start with the client, and you've got consultants, architects, tier 1 contractors, suppliers, and so on. So it's a fairly complicated process, and all of these different parties and stakeholders have to exchange and manage data, and usually these days it's in 3D. We try to sit in the middle and provide a common data environment, as the UK government calls it. In 2011, the UK government mandated the use of collaborative 3D technologies on all public construction. The aim is there really to save 20% of cost and also reduce carbon emissions by just properly managing and disseminating data on these projects. They publish a number of different specifications and public information through the British Standards Institution, which outline the way the project should be managed using 3D data. What we provide is an online database where we collect all this information, and then we have a number of clients to display all these 3D models with metadata, PDFs and so on in the cloud. The ultimate goal from our side is to save time and improve the margin, but also help with our safety and really provide benefits for the entire construction and supply chain. If you simplify the design construction process, you can say that we have the design and development stages, then you've got construction and ultimately handover and facilities management. So we can use the same tool set for all these. We start with design coordination by facilitating real-time discussion and making the whole process more transparent. Once the design is completed, then we move on to construction. So people can now take their 3D models and all the designs on site. They communicate instantly with the people in the office as well. And finally, once the construction is complete, you can once again use the same data set from the same repository for facilities management for many years to come. In the middle, in the center, there is our database where we collect all the different data formats, whether it's from Autodesk, Bentley, open formats and so on. And we connect throughout the entire process of the stakeholders. So we start with as design 3D models, they are then morphed into as built, and finally as is, because these usually change over time as people modify the space. Last year we won the Cognicity Challenge by Canary Wharf Group, and I'm going to show you examples of what we've been working on. Here is the federation of the whole Canary Wharf estate, which is the city financial district in London. And what Canary Wharf is doing is they are building 3,500 residential flats. So we've pulled all this data into the web browser, several million components and fairly complex. And each of these skyscrapers is delivered by different teams of companies and consultants. Here's another view, top down, and these are the two buildings that we've been working on. Originally started with the basement with these companies, but the design team wasn't moving fast enough. So at the end we decided to switch to B3 buildings with these guys, and then also D1, D2 for design coordination purposes. So what they can do using our online system is they can issue new models, federate them all online, and then use the commenting and pin features to exchange ideas and basically examine and prove the whole process. So here are a few examples. Here are actual real screenshots from the project. MVP 24, MVP stands for mechanical, electrical and plumbing. Is there sufficient space between trunk and ladder? And then people can go and reply to these design and change the specification as required. Here's another one. Was the alternative area for the farm replacement done? So what we enable is real-time commenting on top of the 3D models. These are visualized using HTML library. And we build all the support infrastructure and the interface on top of it. People can place comments. You have hierarchical chat like you would do on any other social network features. And the dropping the pins really forms the agenda of the design, but also logs the minutes so that no one can deny stuff that's been agreed upon. We also created a number of different consultant roles on the project, so you would have main architect, designer, security consultant and so on, and we separate the access privileges based on these. We can also use these to actually assign these different types of issues to different parties and deal with them in real time. Here is a quote from one of the architects saying how useful it was, and it really helps to replace the tedious exchange of information using screenshots and emails. We also managed to very quickly collect information about the progress on site, so you can see how many open and closed issues were there based on different types of parties involved. And here is very obvious that there were problems on the B3 building with the roof structure, because all of the plant room was actually designed the roof. So the main benefits for the kind of one staying on this project were the issue tracking, replacement of the emails, and also providing easy real-time access on site. Cognitive team actually estimated that using our solution they would easily save around £1 million on the design alone. Now, once we got all the information online, we can also use it to bring it on site for facilities management, but also ongoing snagging, commissioning, and those kind of applications. They actually quite like these ones is the Amazon Fire tablet, which cost £50. So you can buy 6 of these that are cheaper than one iPad, and we can also run 3D models on these using X3 DOM. So we are looking at next is the application of RFIs, which are the formal requests of information, where instead of exchanging lengthy emails and filling Word templates, they can now use the same functionality online, provide sign-offs, and also further facilities management for the years to come. Here's an example of using QR codes on site. You can once again scan them using 3D Repo platform, retrieve specific assets, and get instant access. So what we will do is design these asset tags, which have the asset label and the number of the component that is being tagged. We have the standard QR code, you can scan and retrieve all of the data. We also support virtual reality directly from the web browser, as well as from standard Oculus Rift and HTC Vive. We'll show you them in a second. Here are some sample projects we worked on. So here's on big stadium transformation project with Web3D, A63 cluster improvement project with Web3D Arup and Highways England. The Crossrail village box fit out a new large train network across London, as well as data visualization with Telefonica. You can see here ordnance relay base maps that we can also map directly in the web browser. A556 highways with Costain. And this is us. So I'm now going to introduce you to the team members.
Hello. So we work on all sorts of projects related to construction industry here in 3D Repo. And what I'm going to show you is our pilot project we did for Highways England, which is the network operator of all highways in UK. We managed to load 7 kilometers of new highway into our platform, which run fairly smoothly on any web browser and even on a not very powerful laptop. We worked with other company called Brighton Wood, who are the engineers, and they provided us with data visualization, and we managed to federate all of it into our platform. We also enriched some objects with the metadata. Like there were a lot of trees, a lot of gates with all sorts of metadata and categories attached to them. What we also did, we managed to link it with a live camera feed, which is this one. The camera feed is updated every couple of minutes, so it wasn't like live constant video, but we managed to link our various data sources into the platform. Another thing we did for them was highlighting the various project stages. That was their requirement, which is shown here. So we can do all sorts of interesting things with the platform. We support really large models. We can link them to other existing sources of information. We can group them, highlight them. We can scribble. We can mark up, set up views, comment, and yeah, we believe that makes the platform truly collaborative.
Hi, I'm working on the user interface experience for 3D Eco's product. One of the things I'm working on currently is listing the projects and also just profile information that the user can change, billing information, the user can see previous bills, but also change their billing information, also increase their subscriptions. This is all paid via PayPal, and once the user has a number of licenses, the user could then assign a number of collaborators, and this is done by the collaborator page. The user selects the username that the person has already subscribed to and assigns that person as a collaborator. Once that person is a collaborator, the user can then be assigned to be a member of a team of a project. And this drop-down menu here would have all the collaborators that have been created. Once the collaborator has been assigned as a team member, when that user logs into 3D Repo, they will see this project, for example, test, as in their repository, which means that they can now look at the model and add comments. So, for example, if the sample project was a project that they were assigned to as a team member, they could click on sample project and view the model and all the issues related to the model, and also add issues. One of the ways to add an issue is to scribble and say whatever you like, and then save that. Once that's saved, all the members of the team can see that issue, and in their list of issues they will see it, click on it, and add a comment if they want to. Right.
Okay. Yeah, but I know from there.
So all this information can be shared amongst the team members.
Hi, so I'm currently working on the map tile integration. So map tile integration is for a project you can specify latitude and longitude. And once you specify these two data, and the system will start putting map tile images from different servers. For example, from Optimum survey server, and from Google Maps server or OpenStreet server. So as you move along, the system will get the footprint of each building from the Optimum survey data, and the system will generate the 3D model of each building on the file. And you can also click on the building to see the metadata of each building, for example, the name, the property type, and the address. And different buildings are rendered as different colors according to their property type.
So one of the product we have is 3D Repo Unity, which is a 3D virtual reality experience. The model you see here is loaded directly from our Rackspace server, so as long as you upload a model to our server, we can load it into virtual reality for you. Pavel behind me, behind the camera, is demonstrating roaming around the model over here. The user can walk around, and there is a control to teleport using the Vive stick, and it's an application that's perfect for user experience for things such as health and safety demonstrations and presenting to the users.
So that's pretty much it. We've won a large number of awards. We've published a lot of papers All of the stuff we do is open source, so you can find it on GitHub. Feel free to fork it and get in touch. Thank you very much.